bhagavate vasudevaya. Narayanam namaskrityam naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam mudiraye. Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu Nityaṁ bhāgavata-sevayā bhagavati uttamashloke bhaktir bhavati nashtaki.
These athletes have shown
Arādhyo bhagavān vajeshatanaya stadhāma vrindavanam ramya kāchitupāsana vrajavadhu vargena va kalpita. Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam pramānamamalam prema pumartho mahan Śrī Caitanya-Mahāprabhur-matamidam tatradharana parava. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Krishnaya Bhutale Śrīmate Bhaktivedanta Swaminiti Namine. Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Deshatarine. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Shrivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Rama Ram Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, dear Vaishnavas, thank you so much for joining. We are reading Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam Canto 10, Chapter 32, entitled The Reunion. And we have read till text number 3 in the last session. So we will continue from here to the next verse, which is text number 4. Of the chapter, text number 4 onwards, we will read. Kachit karambujam shaurir jagrahe anjalina muda kachit dadharata bahum amshi chandana bhushitam. Translation by the disciples of His Divine Grace, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. One gopi joyfully took Krishna's hand between her folded palms, and another placed his arm, anointed with sandalwood paste, on her shoulder. Hare Krishna. So we can imagine at least this scene, how the gopis were hankering, how the gopis were praying in the Gopi Geet, how they were saying, Krishna, you put your hand on my head, you Krishna, you put on your hand in my hand or my shoulder, etc. Krishna, you put your feet on my chest, etc. So many ways they were trying to remember Krishna, have the association of their dearmost Krishna, and somehow be in constant companionship of the Lord. That's what they were praying. That's what they were crying for. That's what they were remembering. And guess what? When a sincere devotee calls, when a sincere devotee prays, when a sincere devotee is looking for Krishna, Krishna comes and gives his personal association to them. So one gopi has held Krishna by his hand, and one gopi has put Krishna's hand on her shoulder. And beautiful adjective used, the hand was anointed with sandalwood paste. So as you know, in many temples also this is done. The festival is famously called as Chandan Yatra. It comes in the hot summer season, where the sandalwood paste or chandan is ground and a paste is made and the lap is done on Krishna's body, his face, his hands, and sometimes the whole body to give him that cooling, fresh feeling, right? And it originated when Srimad Puripad discovered the Gopal deity, and the Gopal deity was in the ground for many, many decades, and then he was feeling very, very hot. So Krishna reciprocates to the love and the feeling of his devotee. So they're very, very joyful to have Krishna, to be with Krishna. Karam Bhujam, right? There's a beautiful verse. Kada Padaravinde Nakararvindam Mukharavinde Viniveshayantam Vatasya Patrasya Puteshayenam Balam Mukundam Manasa Smarami. So this verse means that Krishna is holding Padaravinda, his lotus feet. Kararavinde, na Padaravindam, his lotus hand holding the lotus feet. And Mukharavinde, putting in the lotus mouth. He's putting his toe, using his lotus toe, using his lotus hand in the lotus mouth. So beautiful. And remember, and sitting on a petal. Vatasya patrasya pute shayenam. So the word Karambuja. Ambuja means lotus, Kara means hand. Tava Kara Kamale or Kamala Vari, right? So Kara means hands. So the gopi took the lotus hand of Krishna. Krishna's right hand, she seized. Jagrahi implies that she did this out of explicit eagerness to touch Krishna, based on her shy affection for him. Since the gopi touched Krishna with reverence, it can be understood that she belonged to the submissive or dakshina or right wing. So there are two wings of gopis, dakshina or right wing, and the left wing. Have you heard of this? So the right wing gopis are submissive. So Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur is elaborating that this gopi, the one who held Krishna's hand in her hand, was submissive from the right wing. Fully subservient. Paradhina. Such a gopi has a kind affection which is called Ghrita Sneha, ghee-like Sneha. Ghrita Sneha, thinking herself as belonging to Krishna with reverence. Because she is mentioned first, it may be concluded that she was the senior-most of that gopi named Chandravali. Wow. So this gopi, the senior-most among the right wing is Chandravali. The other gopi put Krishna's other hand, referring to the left hand here, decorated with sandalwood paste. As we read, Chandana Bhushitam, decorated. Bhushan means to adorn, Abhushana, with Chandana. That would be Krishna's left hand, since it is fitting that she would stand on the left side of her lover, since the gopi is taking upon herself to embrace Krishna while still retaining a semblance of reverence. She displays the kind of affection known as Madhusneha. See, these are a little bit esoteric topics. What was the other sneha? We just read Chandravali or right wing. Ghrita sneha. Ghrita is ghee. And this is Madhusneha, honey-like affection. So you see both ghee and honey are called snigdha or sneha. They are viscous, in high viscosity. They don't move like easily, not like water. They don't flow like water. So sneha, madhu sneha and ghrita sneha. So possessiveness mixed with ghrita sneha, reverence. So basically, the reverence is referred to as Ghrita Sneha, and when there's some more sense of possessive, now Krishna is mine, right? So there's less reverence, right? Oh, like my buddy, right? Krishna is mine. So that's referred to as reverence is there, but more possessiveness is also there. Thus, she acted independently as if her lover were under her control, yet she remained submissive, Dakshina. At the same time, by standing on Krishna's left side. That gopi was Shama. A Suhrit Paksha Sakhi, group of friends of Radha. So it's so interesting. Krishna Chakravarti Thakur is mentioning that who is the gopi and explaining more about Ghrita Sneha, reverence, and then Madhu Sneha. So ghee-like affection. And it's hard for us, like when we talk about affection, ghee may not come to our mind because we are in Kali Yuga Jivas, right? Because any thoughts, comments? So the left wing, the right wing, the Madhu Sneha we did, and the Gopi Shama. Any comments here? Okay, no worries. Let's move on to the next verse, text 5. Anyone would like to try reading this?
I can read, Prabhuji.
Yes, please.
Hare Krishna. Kachit Anjalina Grinat Tanvi Tambula Charvitam Ekatad Angri Kamalam Sanap Santapta Tanayor Adhat. Translation by the devotees of His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. A slender gopi respectfully took in her joined hands the betel nut he had chewed, and another gopi, burning with desire, put his lotus feet on her breast. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So as we read in the last chapter, all of these desires they were expressing. Krishna's touch, Krishna's feet, Krishna's hand, Krishna's darshan, Krishna's avashesha, the betel nut he had chewed, so that becomes the Mahaprasad. Basically, don't we all aspire for that, right? I mean, that's what we should honor every day. So that's Krishna's Mahaprasad. So let's see what Krishna Chakravarti Thakur says. One gopi took Krishna's tambula. So betel nut here is called tambula. So Bhaja Bhakta Vatsala Shri Gaura Hari. The Bhogarti by Bhaktivinoda Thakur also mentioned about this tambula, betel nut. But Krishna can take this, but as Vaishnavas, we don't consume it. So we should not think, oh, Krishna is eating, so we can also take. So there are certain things which, yes, Krishna can take, but we should not, as Gaudiya Vaishnava followers. So she was a member of the right wing. So right wing is the one which is more subservient, more reverential. So let's see what happens. Considering herself subservient to her lover Krishna, but having a friendship with Krishna based mainly in the mood of servitude. So today we are learning about very esoteric topic, the right wing and the left wing gopis. Okay. I think it's good to summarize that, otherwise we will easily forget it, right? So it's good to put some thoughts and notes here. Would you like me to grab some, do some note taking?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. Okay, so you all will be helping to build this. Okay. Krishna's two sets, two groups of gopis. Okay. So one is the right wing, which are also called as Dakshina. Dakshin. Dakshin is right, right? Or Daya. And there's a left wing. Okay. So far, oh, I'm not sharing my slide. Sorry. So far, have we learned anything about these two groups?
Yes, Prabhuji. Can I ask a question, Prabhuji, real quick? This
Okay.
classification is by who? Krishna's two groups of gopis?
It's by the mood. Who has given this classification? Our
Yes.
acharyas have given. Specifically in this book, Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur is mentioning, but I believe it's mentioned by other acharyas also. So the reference I'm using is from Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur's book or commentary, but it's mentioned by many others as well.
Thank you.
So will you someone help? So they're more submissive. And here they have submissiveness plus possessiveness. Right? Here we learned about Grita Sneha. So what's Grita?
Ghee.
Ghee-like affection. It's hard for us to relate. And what's the similar thing here?
Madhura Sneha.
Madhu Sneha. Madhu is honey. Who is the leader? We read Chandravali, right? And one of the leader is not, is Shama Sakhi is not a leader, but she is part of the Suhrit Paksha. Krishna Suhrit, also left side, or heart is also on the left side. So let's see. Now the gopi who is asking for the Krishna's avashesha is on which group? In the Dakshina group. So the mood of servitude is dominant. The mood of servitude is dominant. Mainly in the mood of servitude. Yes, they are friends. Another gopi took Krishna's feet in her hands and placed on her chest. Krishna supported himself with his left arm resting on the shoulder of a gopi. Can you imagine, like, that's how Krishna is trying to support. His left foot mixed, his left foot was on the ground and the right foot on Gopi's chest, and he's trying to balance. So the seated Gopi was in the mood of servitude, dasya bhava. predominated by friendship. So she also considered herself. So the other gopi also, the one who's asking for the Krishna's feet, one who's asking for Krishna's tambula, prasadam, right? And their chief Sakhi is Chandravali. She also considered herself subservient and was right-wing. Both gopis, Grita Sneha, reverential affection, thinking of themselves as belonging to Krishna, as they were chief Sakhis of Chandravali, namely Padma and Shebya. So two more names are also mentioned. Again, we may not be able to remember, but at least just by chanting the names of these pure devotees who are acharyas, for us, we will get purified. So this will come more here. Interesting, right? Okay, let's read further. Anyone would like to read?
I can read
Number
Mataji.
6. Yes, Mataji, please.
एकां विभुकुटिम् आबध्य प्रेम संरम्भ विह्वला नास्ति वैक्षत कटाक्षै अन्धश्च दासनाक्षरा सदा. Translation by Sri Bhaktivedanta Srila Prabhupada, Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. One gopi beside herself with loving anger bit her lips and stared at him with frowning eyebrows, as if to wound him with her harsh glances. Hare Krishna.
Yes, see the words. You notice the words here. Frowning eyebrows, as if to wound him with her harsh glances. So now, even before I read, what do you think of the gopis in this group? Are they left side or the right side?
Left side, Prabhuji.
Left side. Yeah, I think it's quite clear. So you are getting the difference now, right? Whom do you support more? The left side or the right side? So something to meditate upon, right? Something to think. To find that image, yes. So there is an image connected to this verse of Śrīmad-Bhāgavatam. It is in the Bhagavatam book also. For those who have the book can see, it's connected to this chapter. So you see, Krishna is reciprocating with different gopis in different ways. Someone is touching his face, someone is touching hands, someone is feeding, someone is giving him some garland, someone is shy, someone is frowning at him, as we read, someone is feeding, someone is sitting, standing. So Krishna is Bhoktaram Yajna Tapasam Sarva Loka Maheshwaram. He can fulfill all the desires of all beings in variegated ways. Bhru Kutim. So her eyebrows prema, of her pure love, by the fury. So she was burning or injuring by that look, that frowning look, right? And in the Damodar Leela also we read this, and when Krishna got angry, have you seen someone doing this? You bit the lips with the teeth. Krishna also did that in the Damodar Leela. He got angry. Like, has anyone done that, or have you seen anyone doing that? You bit the red lips with the white teeth. Anyone has done that or seen anyone else do it? In the Damodar Leela, Krishna does that. And the Acharyas give a beautiful lesson also. The lips are red. Red is passion. The teeth are white. White is goodness. So the anger or passion can be overcome by the goodness. So red can overcome, red can be overcome by the white of goodness. So quite similar thing is happening here. Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur says, overwhelmed with the depth of her love, arched her eyebrows, like a full drawn bow, and out of her affectionate anger struck Krishna with the arrows of her sidelong glances. So you see the eyebrows are like arched, right? And you like pull the eyebrow, pull the arch and shoot the arrow of sidelong glances. That's what it's so metaphorical, so poetic. You see Bhagavatam. O crest jewel of deceivers, you have given me the halahal poison of pure love for you. They're saying the poison halahal as pure, the pure love of Krishna is halahal poison. So where does halahal come? Anyone knows? What is halahal? It's poison, but where does it come?
From Samudra Manthan.
Yes, Samudra Manthan Leela, the halahal poison which Lord Shiva drank. So now that my life airs are about to leave my body, why are you again approaching me to burn them even more? Yeah. I can understand very well who you are. This is the mood she revealed while glancing at Krishna. So she also bit her lower lip while hiding them with her hands as an expression of her anger. The gopi showed jealousy, mana, not material jealousy, but transcendental jealousy, arising from which sneha? You have to fill the blank here. Arising from dash sneha.
Madhu Sneha.
Madhu sneha. Honey-like love. The gopi exhibited vanya swabhave, the quarrelsome and crooked nature of contrariness, which is the characteristic of left wing or vamya, by. The gopi is none other than, this gopi is none other than, guess whom? Who is this gopi here?
Lalita.
Good guess. Close. It's none other than Srimati Radharani. So Radharani was the one who was furious upon Krishna. So submissive, so honey-like love. So they get they have the servitude, but they may get mana, right? Anger, tease Krishna. Friendship is always there. But in that friendship, they will, tease him, make him angry, do man, speak a little bit harshly also sometimes. It's all to enhance the rasa. Okay? So this was none other than Sri Radhika in text number 6. So the left wing. Okay, let's read the next verse, text number 7. Anita Mataji, would you like to read?
हरे कृष्णा प्रभु जी जस्ट घर पहुंच रही हूँ मैं तो
Okay, maybe the next
maybe
one.
somebody हाँ
अपरानि मिषद् दृग्भ्याम् जुषान्तन् मुखाम्बुजम् आपीतम् अपि नातृप्यत् सन्तस्तच्चरणं यथा. Translation and purport by the disciples of His Divine Grace, Srila Prabhupada. Another gopi looked with unblinking eyes upon his lotus face, but even after deeply relishing his sweetness, she did not feel satiated. Just as mystic saints are never satisfied when meditating upon the Lord's feet. Guess which group? Left group? Right group? Any guesses?
Left.
Left? What do you think? There's more, like why you feel this is left group? It could be right. I don't know. I'm also reading with you.
Probably just because Srimati Radharani is mentioned, so I said left.
Where?
In the purport, I thought.
Oh, okay. Let's see. Purport. Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur explains that the analogy given here of saintly person meditating upon the Lord's feet is only partially applicable, since the ecstasy of the gopis felt when Krishna came back was actually unparalleled. Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur also reveals that this particular gopi is the most fortunate of all, Śrī Radharani. Śrī Radharani ki jai. So what's happening here? Unblinking eyes. They're looking with unblinking eyes upon Krishna's lotus face. But even after deeply relishing the sweetness, Krishna is sweet, Madhuram. His name is sweet, his form is sweet, his walk is sweet, everything is sweet about my sweet Lord. She did not feel satiated. So this is the pure love. When they see Krishna, when a devotee sees Krishna, the devotee is not satiated. Radharani is not satiated. She wants to see Krishna more and more and more. Right? Never satiated. Let's see. Text number 7 from Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur's commentaries. Because she was stunned with bliss, unblinking eyes, right? Like Jagannath, right? Wow, like big eyes, right? Her eyes were maddened, eager to taste the honey of Krishna's lotus face. Though repeatedly relishing that nectar, she was still not satisfied. So this not satisfaction is very healthy. So in material life, we should always be
Satisfied.
And in spiritual life? Oops, sorry.
Unsatisfied, crave for more.
Yes, so let's compare this again. Material life and spiritual life. Be satisfied. And always hankering, lolyam, right? We discuss on this topic a lot. Always hankering, the word is lolyam, for more bhakti. And bhakti includes Krishna smaranam, darshanam, etc. Right? So in short, basically spiritual greed. In material life, not be greedy. You should not be greedy. Be happy with what comes of one's own accord. Prabhupada uses this term. So in short, do the needful, and whatever has to happen, like if someone may earn 10,000, someone may earn 100,000, someone may earn 10 million. That's fine. Do the needful, but don't over endeavor. But hota kya hai? Ulta hota. In material life, you're always doing more. But in spiritual life, you see, okay, whatever has to happen will happen. Whenever Krishna wants me to become a devotee, I'll become. Have you heard people saying that? अभी हमारा समय नहीं आया जब कृष्ण की कृपा होगी, भगवान की कृपा होगी, तब हम भक्ति करेंगे. Have you heard that from others or anyone? Many people say that. In fact, we also may have such mood. So in spiritual life, we should endeavor hard. Yatantascha dridavrata, endeavor hard. Practice hard. With balance, with consistency, with stability, with maturity. Yes, absolutely. What else? We can link. In material life, whom do people generally look up to? Or generally in material life, I'm not talking about devotees, I'm not talking about how we should, but generally log kinko dekhte hain, right? Someone who has more, right? Oh, I wish I can also get that job. I wish I can also get that like CEO position or that mansion or that car, right? People look up to the ones who have more. And what it results in? It results in material greed. You agree? If we look up to always someone who has more, we'll not be satisfied or happy with or content with what we have, and it will lead to material greed. So we should do the ulta. So in material life, see those who may not be so blessed or fortunate. Many millions of people don't know that whether they will eat dinner or lunch tonight or whatever, like the part of the day is going on, whether they'll have. How many of us have to worry about it? We are so blessed, we are so fortunate. We don't have to worry about Krishna, will I have food to eat tomorrow? Krishna, will I be sleeping on the road tonight, or will I have some space to, no matter how big or small, rented or owned, that's secondary, right? But still, we have a space to rest tonight. Isn't that a blessing? There are many people who may be sleeping on the road tonight. In India, we all know that. Even in US, there are some. So see those who may not be so blessed or fortunate, but in spiritual life, we should see, or see is basically look up to those who are spiritually more advanced than us, then what will it lead to? It will lead to spiritual greed, which is healthy, right? And this will lead to what? This will lead to material satisfaction. I'm so fortunate that I have at least some place or contentment, and then maybe we can do something to help them also materially and spiritually. Is this kind of flowing? Is everyone in agreement? So let's read further. Yes,
Hare
Anita.
Krishna, Prabhuji. Yes, I can read now.
Okay. I'll give you the 8th verse. I'll just complete the 7th one. So there's another way Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur is saying this verse can be interpreted. He's saying, because of the angry glance. So what was the first way? What was the bow? And what was the arrow?
Eyebrows.
Eyebrows, yes.
Yeah.
Like the arc, right? And what were the arrows? Arrows?
The frowning eyes, anger.
Glances, right? Chote
Glances.
like release.
Kataksh.
Yeah, the glance, right?
Yeah.
कई बार ऐसे have you heard? भाई इतने गुस्से में देख लो जला दोगे क्या? ऐसे have you heard that, right? Some
Yes,
people-
Prabhuji.
So
Prabhuji, even in dances, they have that expression.
in what?
The dances, classical Indian dances, where
Oh.
they raise the eyebrows.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an expression of anger. It could be amazement also. It depends on other facial expressions too. But yeah, often anger. Right? Anyways, so the glances are like arrows because they pull the eyebrow and boom, release. That's Shri Radhika. जिसके इशारों पे कृष्णा भी नाचते हैं. Hare Krishna. So let's see. This verse can be okay. There's another interpretation. The angry glance of Radha mentioned in the previous verse, Krishna's face was trembling with fears and remorse. Right? Krishna is trembling. Krishna भी नाचते हैं. Krishna भी कांपते हैं राधा रानी से. Therefore, the gopi could not be satisfied. Though constantly drinking the nectar of Krishna's face with her two eyes, although the nectar of Krishna's face was drunk and its sweetness fully relished, the natural sweetness of his lotus face increased without limit. Nevertheless, because of being struck with the arrow glances of the leader of the group, Sri Radha of the Vamya, the left wing, the leader is Radharani. The sweetness of Krishna's face then increased manifold. So why they were not able to relish, be satiated? Because Krishna's beauty, Krishna's name form is increasing multifold. Even we have this experience, we read Gita one time, we experience some joy. Next time we read, we feel, oh my God, where was I last time? This is the same verse, the same purport, the same everything, but it is a different joy. It's enhanced joy. It's increasing. It's transcendental. We have felt that you go to the holy dham, right? Every time we go to Govardhan, I have been at least 30 times doing parikrama, if not more. The last trip itself, we did 3 parikramas. Whenever I'm there, I take a vow, like every month I'll do at least one, if not more. So if I'm there for 3 months, I did 3 parikramas by Krishna's and Govardhan's mercy. And every time it's a different experience. It's more joyful. It's more revealing. It's more insightful. It's more devotional. So that's with any aspect of Krishna, holy name, japa, reading Bhagavatam, Gita, devotional service, and in any aspect of Krishna. So the sweetness of Krishna's face increased, being mixed with the sanchari bhavs of her fear, despair, humility, shyness, and so forth. Thus the gopis first became even greater, and she could not be satiated. The gopis' thirst was increasing. For lack of any proper analogy partially applicable, the analogy of this is spoken. What is the analogy given here in this verse about not satiating? Anyone recalls in the translation? What was the analogy? The yogis meditating on the feet of Krishna, or meditating upon the Krishna. But it is only partial, as Vishnu Chakra Thakur is mentioning. So Krishna is giving full glance and attention to Radharani, who was glaring at him with furrowed brows and did not divert himself to anyone else at all. Seeing Krishna was inattentive to herself, the gopi mentioned in this verse 7, Lalita Sakhi did not become ashamed. She rather continued looking at Krishna willfully. So Lalita is also in the left wing group. So she also, even little Krishna also, you have seen this, like Lalita, when Lalita comes, the scene changes. She's like the boss, right? She's the one who chastises Krishna. Krishna, you are this, you are this. She's the one who accuses Krishna. So text 6, Radharani, in text 7, Lalita, also it could be there. And text 7 could also be Radharani. So that's the point here. I hope you're relishing this one last verse for today, and then we wrap up. Okay. Yes, 8. Not that you can read this.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you. Tam kachin nitrarandrena hridi krtva nimilya cha pulakangi upagyaste yogi vandana sampluta. Translation, Prabhu? Yes, translation. One gopi took the Lord through the aperture of her eyes and placed him within her heart. Then, with her eyes closed and her bodily hair standing on end, she continuously embraced him within. Thus, immersed in transcendental ecstasy, she resembled a yogi meditating upon the Lord. Hare Krishna. Purport bhi padhu?
Yes, Mataji.
Purport. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur states that the 7 gopis mentioned so far in this chapter are the first 7 of the 8 principal gopis, whose status allowed them to immediately approach Sri Krishna upon his reappearance. The Acharya quotes a verse from the Sri Vaishnav Toshani that gives the names of these 7 as Chandravali, Shyamla, Saibya, Padma, Sri Radha, Lalita, and Vishakha. The 8 is understood to be Bhadra. Sri Vaishnava Toshani itself quotes a verse from Skand Puran that declares these 8 gopis to be the principal among the 3 billion gopis. Detailed information about the hierarchy of gopis is available in Srila Rupa Goswami Ujjwal Nilamani. The Padma Puran confirms that Sri Radha is the foremost of the gopis. Yatha Radha Priya Vishno Tasya Kundam Priyam Tatha sarva gopisu sevaika Vishnur atyanta vallabha. Just as Srimati Radharani is most dear to Krishna, her bathing pond is similarly dear. Of all the gopis, she is the most beloved of the Lord. The Bhagavatam Tantra also names Srimati Radharani as Krishna's foremost consort. Devi Krishna Mai Prokta Radhika Paradevata Sarva Lakshmi Mai Sarva Kanti Sammohini Para. The transcendental goddess Srimati Radharani is the direct counterpart of Lord Shri Krishna. She is the central figure for all the goddesses of fortune. She possesses all attractiveness to attract all attractive personality of Godhead. She is the primeval internal potency of the Lord. This translation is Srila Prabhupada's English rendering of Caitanya-caritāmṛta Adi 4.83. Additional information about Sri Radha is given in the Rig Parisishta, the supplement of the Rig Veda. Radha Madhavo Devo Madhvenaiva Radhika Vibrajane Jante Janesu. Among all persons, it is Sri Radha in whose company Lord Madhav is especially glorious, as she is especially glorious in his. Hare Krishna.
People. So much, Mataji. Any thoughts, any comments?
Yeah, so basically it is talking about the Radharani and how she is, and then all the 8 prime gopis. I don't remember the name, Prabhuji, but yeah, Lalita, Vishakha, Chandravali, Shyama, I think, yeah. So, and then like how both of them are like even more glorious when they are in the company of each other. Hare Krishna.
Krishna. Thank you so much. The 8 principal gopis are mentioned here, and Kṛṣṇa Chakravarti Thakur is mentioning that they are the 8 verses also resemble these. Lalita, Srimati Radharani, Chandravali, etc. So look at the other poetic. She took Lord through the aperture of her eye, captured and placed in her heart, or a door band kar diya, right? Entry door is closed. It means Krishna cannot get out. It's a beautiful meditation, right? Or poetic phrase. So we can also, we try to take picture of through the aperture of the lens of the camera, which is not wrong. We take picture of the deities when we go to a temple or some holy place. But here is the original picture. That picture in the phone, yes, we may post it, we may remember it, we may get some memory. Okay, you took this 2 years back on this date. But this, if someone is able to capture Krishna's picture, Krishna's image, Krishna's form through the aperture of their eye and place and close that lens, right? Eye is also like a lens in the aperture. So shutter बंद कर दिया. अब कहाँ? अब कृष्णा निकल नहीं सकते जहाँ से entry हुई थी. The exit is closed. Right? That's a beautiful meditation. अब क्या हो रहा है? Her bodily hairs are standing there. Romancha kampa shrutaranga bhajo. She's continuously embracing Krishna in the heart and within. And she's immersed in transcendental ecstasy. So beautifully mentioned here. So there are two verses which mention that Radharani is the dearmost and the topmost. I request or encourage to memorize this verse. Yatha Radha Priya Vishnus Tasyaha Kundam Priyam Tatha. Unka kunda, tasya means unka, her kunda priyam tatha. Same way, her bathing pond, referring to what? What are we talking about here? What's her bathing kunda? The holiest of all the holy places.
Radha
Kunda.
Yes, Radha Kund. The holiest of all the holy places is Vraja. In Vraja, Mathura Mandal. In Mathura Mandal, Giri Govardhan. In Giri Govardhan, Radha Kunda. Sarva Gopishu Sevika. Vishnur Atyanta Vallabha. Atyanta, most dear. Of all the Govis, of all the Sevika, Bhagwan ki Atyant Aneko Sevikaएं हैं. Whose Atyanta Vallabha? Vallabha also means Priya, right? Radha Vallabha, Gopijana Vallabha, right? So the Vallabh means Priya, most beloved. Atyanta. Anti nahi hai uska. So easy verse, right? Not so hard. Will anyone like to recite? And then hopefully you can memorize also. Want to try? You can see and recite.
I can recite, Prabhuji.
Yes, Maharaj. Oops.
Yatha Radha Priya Vishnus Tasya Kundam Priyam Tatha Sarva Gopeshu Saivaika Vishnur Atyanta Vallabha. Hare Krishna.
Yes. Shri Mataji, you want to try?
So it's not loading. So it's, yeah. Yatha Radha Priya Vishnus Tasya Kundam Priyam Tatha Sarva Gopishu Saivaika Vishnuratyanta Vallabha.
Very nice. So you all recited this beautiful verse, which talks about that Radharani is the topmost, the most dear to Krishna. Her kunda is also Tasyaha Kundam Priyam Tatha. Just as Radharani, Yatha Tatha, right? You see, they are always used like Yatra Tatra, Yatha Tatha, Yatha Radharani Priya, Yatha Radha Priya Vishnus, Tasyaha Kundam Priyam Tatha. As Radharani is dear, most dear, her bathing pond is, Radha Kund is also similarly dear. And third line talks about what? Amongst all the gopis, Sarva Gopi Shu Sevika, who are the servants of Krishna. Anyone remembers the fourth line? What was it?
Vishnur Atyanta Vallabha.
Beautiful. And what does it mean in English?
विष्णु जी को beloved of Vishnu, सबसे ज्यादा प्रिय है.
Krishna. So here Vishnu basically means Krishna. Like in Tulsi Arati also we say, all right, Vrinda Tulsi Devyaya Priyaya Keshava Krishna Vishnu Bhakti Prati Devi Satyavate Namo Nama. So that Vishnu basically we're referring to Krishna Bhakti, right? Krishna Bhakti Pradayani Tulsi Maharani. So here Vishnu basically referring to Krishna. So Vishnu Atyanta Vallabha, very, very dear to Lord Shri Krishna. So I request you to meditate on this verse and try to memorize it. So as Radharani is dear, that's the first line, to Krishna, Yatha Radha Priya Vishnus, then as same as her, Kunda, Tasyaha Priyam Kundam Tatha. Tatsyaha Kundam Priyam Tatha. Sarva Gopishu Sevika. Amongst all the gopis, Sevika, Vishnu Atyanta Vallabha. The most dear is Śrī Radhika. Easy verse, nice and simple words to remember. And so by remembering this, you're remembering Radharani, you're remembering Krishna, and you're remembering Radhakund, you're remembering Vrindavan Dham, you're remembering all the gopis, and you're remembering the dearest among all the gopis, Śrī Radhika, Atyanta Vallabha. Such a beautiful verse. Will everyone try to memorize this simple, easy verse?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Easy, right? You'll be able to do it by tomorrow? What do you think? It's easy to do it and memorize in 24 hours?
I can try, Prabhuji.
If you give 15 minutes or if you give 10 minutes, I can guarantee you can memorize. So you think about, you need to give 10 minutes to this verse, and this verse will be yours. Okay, then we'll pause here and continue tomorrow with the Gita class.
Which chapter? Sorry. Which chapter was it?
10:32:8. It was the purport, actually. It's not the actual verse, it's in the purport.
Yeah. We'll find out. Okay. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare
Tomorrow we'll
Krishna.
study Gita at 7:30 p.m. Okay. So yeah,
Okay. So Prabhuji, that class is open for everyone, right? I had dropped you a voice message regarding that class.
yes, please. Does that work for you, or generally you get late at work and can do 7:45 also? If that's too early.
Yeah, around that time I keep 6:30, 6:45 is fine, Prabhuji.
Okay, I'll do 7:45.
First few minutes I can join
Sure.
from car.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, Mataji. Thank you so much. I'll see you all tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Prabhupada ki jai. Bhagavad Gita ki Bhagavatam Puran ki jai. Samvita Gaur Bhaktivinoda ki jai. Thank you. Hari Bol.
Hare Krishna.